We're in Savannah.
Savannah, na na na. We took a trip to Savannah, na na na.
In Raisin Del Rey shirt. Gotta have Lana.
Don't be weird. You're terrible at filming.
I know. I make good home films because they're weird. You're filming a blank elevator.
No, I'm filming you. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, man.
Okay. Alright. Woohoo! Very nice and simple.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. What's our view? Construction!
You know I enjoy watching construction. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. We got our own little safe.
We have a safe?
Yeah, I like room safes.
Oh, that's awesome, actually.
Excuse me.
Oh, okay. Got a little desk area here. Perfect. Really, at the end of the day, my biggest concern is a comfy, clean bed.
Factor in what else we're going to spend money on to get down there. So I think it's honestly even help what we can save.
The smell of a good juicy burger.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, look at that covered in cheese. That looks actually good. So we're about to go to one of Savannah's ghost tours.
My pants are down.
Kevin's pants are down. You want to see? Huh? But yeah, so we're getting ready.
Ray didn't bring a jacket, so I'm putting on layers.
Yeah, I'm really terrible. So that's what Kevin was talking about. If I was a kid, why would I have to be a kid? Whatever.
I was saying for school. You're not going on any field trips right now, so.
Yeah, no.
You'll be the person who goes to the ski trip doesn't bring gloves.
Yeah, well, I really am like that. So when I pack, like, wherever I'm going, I'll be like, oh, I don't need this. Oh, I just need this. Oh, I can do without this. And the next thing you know, I don't have anything with me. And then I'm like, shit!
And I always have an extra jacket, socks, gloves, everything in the truck. And we just cleaned it out because Ray doesn't like having a bunch of stuff in my truck.
I don't, because he's messy.
So I don't have my extra jacket.
So
I'll have nothing.
Well, I'm taken care of because I got his hoodie. But I don't think it's going to be too bad. The high...
She lied.
The high was 61 today, so I'm going to assume 50s for whatever. We'll be fine.
We're next to the water and there's wind. It's going to be cold.
Yeah, well, you know, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. So Kevin's never been in Savannah. So one of the things...
Whoa, creepy. There's two of me. I got a twin.
So one of the things that most people do when they travel to Savannah is go to the Haunted Ghost Tour. And I told him when I was a teenager, I came to Savannah for a school field trip, 3-day school field trip. And that was one of the things we did, was go to the ghost tour. So I'm really excited. So I'm essentially, it's been like 12 years that I've done this. So we're going to see if it's as good as I remember. And yeah. And it's like 9:40 now. It starts at 10. And they said be there 10 p.m. sharp. So,
Is it 9:40?
Yeah.
We gotta go.
I know. Okay, bye.
Now, I do want to, just a couple things before we get started. Number one, if everyone would silence their cell phones for me right now, because someone's wild and crazy Justin Bieber ringtone can be a bit disconcerting in the middle of a ghost story. But keep those cell phones and your cameras handy. We highly encourage guests on all our tours to take photos, and many guests have caught photos of orbs, apparitions, and other interesting paranormal phenomena, so make sure you guys take tons of photos and questions. I love questions, and you are more than welcome to ask me any question you want at any time, but if it is a personal question, I do reserve the right to plead the fifth. Let me welcome you all to the gorgeous city of Savannah, a city so gorgeous that even the dead refuse to leave. Savannah is America's most haunted city, and I'm sure I have some skeptics in this group, people that are thinking of other cities that can claim that title, cities such as Charleston or St. Augustine. What about New Orleans? All those are undoubtedly beautiful cities, and I am certain they have their ghosts. But none of those cities are actually built upon the dead. Here in the historic district of Savannah alone, there are over 20,000 individuals buried beneath our buildings, streets, sidewalks, and squares. And as we walk along this evening, you will be walking on the dead, and I'll make sure to point those examples out to you because I don't want you guys to miss out on that experience. I'll also be telling you very specific ghost stories. I promise I won't be lame, point at a building and say, yeah, there's a ghost there, it's some lady. I'll tell you why that ghost and why that location. And of course, we're starting right here at 201 Abercorn, Colonial Park Cemetery. Now, this is the oldest cemetery in the city of Savannah that is still standing. It was initially used in 1750, and it was in continuous use for just over 100 years. The reason they stopped using it, quite simply, every single time the gravediggers went to dig a grave, they would find bodies already buried there. Law of history. Mm-hmm. Speaking of history, do you want to know who the most famous person buried here in Colonial Park Cemetery is? Yeah. Okay, guys, we're going to talk about the most famous person buried here in Colonial Park Cemetery, and that would be Button Gwinnett. You guys can barely see his monument over there. It's the one white lit up with columns in the middle of the graveyard. Now, Button Gwinnett was famous because he actually signed the Declaration of Independence. He was acting governor of the colony of Georgia during the Revolutionary War, and apparently he was called a name by a hot-headed young Scotsman, Lachlan McIntosh. The name was so bad that Button immediately challenged Lachlan to a duel. You guys want to know what the name is, just in case you ever get mad at anybody?
Yes.
A lying rascal and a scoundrel. Apparently those were fighting words back in the 1700s. Both of the young men were wounded in their legs. Lachlan recovered, but 3 days later, Button Gwinnett's wound became infected. He died of that infection. And after that, anytime anybody asked Lachlan about the killing of Button Gwinnett, he'd throw up his hands and say, "I did not kill Button Gwinnett. The incompetence of his doctor did." There you go. How's that for displacement, right? All right, guys. Now, the side gate here was the site of a rather interesting occurrence fairly recently. Happened in April of the year 2000. A man was headed down the sidewalk on his way to work in the morning. He had his coffee cup clenched in his fist. It was 8 a.m. As he passed the gate, he casually glanced inside. What he saw startled him so badly that he actually dropped his Starbucks right on his shoes. What he saw was the carcass of a large black goat. That black goat had had its neck cut so deeply that it was almost decapitated. There was a huge puddle of blood, and blood spatter led down this path and further into the graveyard. This gentleman did what anybody would do. He called the Savannah Police Department, who did come out to investigate. They followed the blood trail further in the graveyard, and they found the carcass of a black rooster with its neck wrung off and a large clay bowl filled to the brim with a mysterious and disgusting substance. Now, it was the year 2000. They had it forensically analyzed. What was in the bowl was blood from the rooster, blood from the goat, dirt from this graveyard, snake skins, and a rattlesnake's head.
I'm glad to sleep. No place I'm never been. Ghost starts charging me once I wake up. There's gonna be bullet holes in the wall.
I would check out. There's no way I would stay if I saw that, seriously. I would be like, nope.
It'd be under investigation.
Pack it up. Let's go.
Good morning, everyone. We are here at our hotel about to have breakfast. It looks delicious. It just came. Belgian waffles. Just waiting on syrup.
I just realized the camera's facing this way, isn't it?
Good morning.
We had a lot of fun yesterday. Went to a lot of the haunted houses. Didn't see any ghosts though.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Well, no, I think I did tell you. In my videos, there were these blue dots that were in some of my videos and some weren't. It was really weird. I will seriously want you to take a look because I've never had that happen before.
Well,